Here we are setting up the new radar. We've installed all the equipment, plugged it all in, and now we're just going to fire up the 8120 screen. Now you notice here it says it's detecting the radar system. That's our initial startup page. So once it detects the system, it will go through the warm-up. Because it's a rather large transmitter, it takes about a minute or so to warm up. So you can see that it gives you a reading. Radar warming up ends in 80 seconds. So we just have to let it go through this process. This only happens when you turn it on for the first time each day. Once the radar is warmed up, it just needs to be switched in and out of transmit mode. Here we are getting towards the end of our warm-up. You see there it automatically goes into standby. Now to turn the radar on, or to transmit with the radar, we simply push the menu button, enter on the transmit function and escape. So there we see our first transmit screen. Now looking at the page there, it's obviously working, but we need to do some tuning. The next really important thing to do in setting up the radar is our zero bearing alignment. What the zero bearing alignment does is allows you to match the front of the radar to actually the front of the boat, where the boat's pointing. This can compensate for any errors in installation where you may not have got it exactly on the run line of the boat or something like that. Best bet is to get the boat quite stationary. We've run it up on a sandbar here. And pick an object directly in front of you, a good solid object that you're going to get a return off. We've chosen a couple of channel beacons here. We can see these channel beacons there directly in front of us now, and then we go to look at our radar and we can see them on the radar. So that's the channel beacon there we're going to tune it to in front of us. You can see it's not directly in front of the boat, so we need to align that bearing. So we go to the installation, zero bearing, and we adjust it accordingly. So I'm going to guess about 10 degrees. Let the radar redraw. See how that's come much closer now? And we'll just let that settle down. And now we're looking directly at that beacon. So maybe another one or two. Now you can see we've adjusted that, and now that boat, we're heading straight at that beacon on our radar. And that will help in so many ways that when it's directly in front of us, it actually is, as well as on the chart overlay, that's what we're going to be looking at. Here we are setting up the 8120 with a 2 kilowatt radar. The first stage in setting the radar up is to set the zero range. Now we're out on the water and we've anchored here beside this rock wall. Fortunately we're swinging well, so we're running parallel with the rock wall, and we've got the radar set at 1/8 of a nautical mile. Now a rough rule of thumb for the zero range is a setting of about 200. So we need to go into radar setup, installation. Now we'll stick a 200 in as a rough guide, and we'll see what sort of picture we get. So that's a picture of our rock wall here. You can see here's the rock wall running down here. There's a couple of boats moored in front of us. Now what we're looking for is we need this rock wall shown as a straight line, and you can see it's currently curving out, so we need a higher zero range. So we'll just put one in. Let's bump it right up to let's say 270, and we'll see where we are. Oh well, now we've pulled our rock wall right into it, so that's much too high for our setting there. So we'll bring it down to, let's say, 50. Okay, now still you can still see we're pulling the wall a little bit to us, so we need to lower that again. Getting better there now. You've still got a little bit of a lump there. That's very close though, so let's split the difference and we'll make that say 235. Now you can see there our rock wall is sitting pretty straight. So I'm happy with the zero range setting there of 235.